What's up everyone? I'm back once again for another video. Now obviously all of you probably know, unless you've been living under a rock, that Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the series by Rick Riordan, is going to be getting its own series on Disney+. And we know from what Rick Riordan said that the first season will be focusing mainly, or obviously wholly, on the Lightning Thief. And then hopefully subsequent seasons will focus on the
Sea of Monsters, the second book, the Titan's Curse, the third book, the Battle of the Labyrinth, and then the last Olympian.
So hopefully it'll be at least 5 seasons long, and it'll focus on each book in each season. Now obviously the movies that were based on these books, the first 2 movies that came out in 2010 and 2013, called The Lightning Thief and The Sea of Monsters, real original, I know. They weren't as good as people might have hoped, especially me. Like, they just didn't include enough from the books that would have made them good in my eyes. And once again, I think a lot of people thought that. But this live action series that's coming to Disney Plus, hopefully in the next couple years, should be a lot better, considering Rick and his wife Becky said that they would be involved personally in every aspect of the show. And you know, that instills hope in me that there is a chance that Percy can get a faithful adaptation, and I'm really hoping that'll happen. But in order for that to happen, it needs to include certain elements in the books that are there and that are very important to the plot line. And so today, I'm going to discuss my top 10. That's only 5. So today we're going to talk about my top 10 scenes or characters or instances, anything from the books that need to be in the TV series. So starting off at number 10. We have simply Blackjack. Blackjack was very absent from the 2 movies that came out. He was not even in it at all. And in the books, he doesn't even show up until the Sea of Monsters. But, I mean, in the Sea of Monsters movie, he was not in it at all. In order for this series to work, I believe that Blackjack needs to be in, the end of the Sea of Monsters season, following and into the next 3 seasons, which are the Titan's Curse, the Battle of the Labyrinth, and the Last Olympian, because he plays a crucial part in all of those books. And without Blackjack, you just don't really have an important element of the books that made them really good. Alright, so coming in at number 9, we have the chariot races from the Sea of Monsters. Now, I don't know if many of you guys liked the chariot races as much as I did, but I just loved the chariot races. Not only were they fun to read about, but also you had Percy and Annabeth working together and setting aside their differences that their parents, Poseidon and Athena, had against each other. And so they were just joining together, doing this chariot race. They worked together really well, and this also started budding their relationship that we all know turned into a romantic relationship. So the chariot races were just a really important part of the books, and I would love to see them occur in the Sea of Monsters season 2. Alright, number 8, we have Anaklusmos. Yep, that's right. Percy's sword, Riptide, Anaklusmos, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be in the series. It needs to be in the series called by its name, Riptide/Anaklusmos. I haven't seen the movies in a while, but I'm pretty sure that Percy did not call his sword Riptide or Anaklusmos. I'm pretty sure of this. And once again, this was a very important part of the plot in the books, that it was called Riptide, because obviously a Riptide is in the ocean, and Percy is basically a son of the ocean. So, for it to be called Riptide/Anaklusmos, which is Riptide in Greek, it's very, very important. And also, while we're on the topic, it needs to be a ballpoint pen that has a cap. In the movies, it was a click pen. But in the series, it needs to be a ballpoint pen that you put a cap on. Because I would love to see Percy holding a cap, holding a sword, touching the cap to the end of the sword, and it just shrinking down. That would be so cool to see. And I know with Disney's CGI, they can definitely do that. They have enough money to do that CGI. So seeing Riptide in the series would just be really amazing. Alright, now we're at number 7. So number 7, I just believe the whole Hoover Dam instance, the whole Hoover Dam scene from the Titan's Curse needs to be in the Titan's Curse season. Because that's where Percy meets Rachel Elizabeth Dare, who eventually ends up becoming the Oracle of Camp Half-Blood. And if he did not meet her, then she can't really become the Oracle unless they throw her into another scene, which I really don't want to see. I want to see it happen like in the books, where he meets her at Hoover Dam, and that leads to him seeing her once again at Good High School in the 4th book, The Battle of the Labyrinth. But meeting her at Hoover Dam is very, very crucial to the plot of that story, and it's very crucial to the series as a whole, especially near the end, once again, when she becomes the Oracle. So she needs to be at Hoover Dam, and we need to see Hoover Dam in the Titan's Curse season. Now we're down to number 6. Number 6 is Percy receiving invulnerability. Once again, this is just a very important plot line. Percy getting invulnerability is what saves him many times throughout The Last Olympian. So yeah, at the beginning of The Last Olympian, he gets invulnerability when Nico brings him down to the underworld, and he dips himself in the river Styx. And can we just mention that thinking of Annabeth is what brings him out of the river after he gets his invulnerability? Like, that's so cute. Come on, like, I think Annabeth's like in a canoe or something, and she reaches her hand out and says like, Percy, come on. I don't remember exactly what she says, but she says, Percy, come out of there, and he grabs her hand and he like flies out of the river Styx, and she's obviously not there, but thinking of her is what brought him out. And once again, the invulnerability saves him many times throughout The Last Olympian. If he did not have it, the story wouldn't be able to continue as we would want it to, and as it did. So him getting invulnerability is definitely something that needs to happen in the series. Now coming into number 5, and I've kind of already discussed this a little bit, but Percy and Annabeth's relationship, this needs to happen. Obviously, this is the main relationship of the series, and it's so great because you see Percy and Annabeth grow throughout the series. So that in the first book, you know, they're just kind of acquaintances. The second book, they kind of start growing on each other. The third book, Percy like literally throws himself into a quest to find Annabeth. He needs to find her. Then in the fourth book, the relationship grows so much that Annabeth kisses Percy. And then in the fifth book, once again, it just keeps growing. And by the end, they share a great moment that I'll be getting to later. But it's just a great relationship, and I would love to see it spread out over the 5 seasons of the show as it is spread out over the 5 books. Okay, now coming in at number 4, Percy Jackson's sarcastic and witty attitude. I don't know about all you guys, but one of the things that makes the Percy Jackson books so great is that Percy's attitude is just so filled with humor and like sarcastic views on things, and that's exactly how I am in real life. And so reading that in a book, I just love doing it. Also, I am a burgeoning upcoming writer, hopefully. I also love writing in that sarcastic, witty tone. And so if they carry that over from the book series to the TV series, that'll just make it all the more better, and fans, including myself, will enjoy it a lot more. Alright, now coming in at number 3 is Ares. Now when I say Ares, I kind of mean in The Lightning Thief. In Lightning Thief, the movie, Ares was totally cut out. He just wasn't even included. And if they want to make the TV series as good as the book series, they need to have Ares in it, because Ares is the main point of one of the plot points. Ares kind of drives the plot in that he hides the lightning bolt, Zeus's lightning bolt, inside of a backpack that he gives Percy, and so then Percy goes to Hades and he has the lightning bolt with him. So he makes Percy kind of look like a thief. Obviously the book could not have happened without Ares in it. Rick Riordan could have substituted another god in there, but what better god to create chaos than the god of war? Like, it just doesn't work. So you need to have Ares in the TV series in order for it to work as well as the book series did. Coming in at number 2 on things that I want to be in the TV series is Luke sacrificing himself to save Olympus. Now obviously the great prophecy said that a hero's soul cursed blade shall reap. So Percy thought the whole time that he was the hero and the blade would reap his soul, and he knew he would probably die after he made the decision to save Olympus or destroy it. But it turned out that Luke was the hero, because in the end Luke turned back to the good side. He ditched Kronos, he stabbed himself in the armpit, which was his only vulnerable spot, because he also became invulnerable in the river Styx. And in effect, he saved Olympus. It was really amazing when all the pieces came together and you saw that Luke was actually the hero, and that Annabeth's dagger was the cursed blade. So having this thing in the 5th season, if it gets to the 5th season of The Last Olympian, it's one of the most resounding plot points and one of the most important ones. So if they leave this out, it's a big mistake. And now finally, we're on to number 1. And this may surprise some people, but number 1, come on, this is one of the best things that happened in the whole series. It happened at the end of The Last Olympian, and it's Percy's and Annabeth's underwater kiss. This is just one of the most amazing scenes in the whole series. I mean, first they eat blue cake together on his birthday, right after Olympus has been saved. They literally eat cake. They just go back to Camp Half-Blood, eat some cake, and then all the campers throw them into the lake, and then Percy has the last laugh by creating an air bubble underneath the water, and he and Annabeth just sit in the air, and they have a great kiss, and that's basically the start of their relationship. Now we know their relationship kind of went to turmoil in the Lost Heroes series, because Hera kind of stole Percy away from Camp Half-Blood and brought him to Camp Jupiter, so their relationship had to take a huge break. But the start of the relationship could not have happened in a better way with that underwater kiss. It's one of the greatest scenes in the book, in that it closes off the series on a high note, both in that now we can finally see Percy and Annabeth getting together, and also it's just a really feel-good moment to end the series. So yeah, those are my top 10 things that need to be included in the Percy Jackson TV series for it to work, in my opinion. And if you guys have some, let me know down in the comments, because our opinions are probably going to be different, but I'd love to know what you guys think. Also, let me know if you're going to enjoy it as much as I am, because I know I'm going to love this series. You know, no matter what they put in it, I really think I'll enjoy it. But having these 10 things in it would really just bring it up to the next level and make it really as amazing as the books. And with all that being said, if you would like to subscribe, the subscribe button is right here. If you want to watch some videos I've put out in the past about Percy Jackson, there's a video right here where I talk about the timeline leading up to Rick Riordan announcing the Percy Jackson TV series. And there's also a video right up here. I rank the individual books in the Percy Jackson book series. So yeah, all of that being said, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.